Hello guys, so welcome to tonight's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on GFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time you see our program, we will bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, and we'll start with tonight's show. Okay, so reports reaching us from TBR News, namely the fact say Arsenal send scouts to go watch Hugo Ekitike against Tottenham Hotspur for the Europa League. No, so Tottenham Hotspur beats them 1-0 to comot entranced Frankfurt for the competition to advance into the semi-final stage. And for the first leg, then play 1-1. Second leg, they come play 1-0, make Tottenham come advance. For the first leg, Hugo Ekitike scored the goal for Eintracht Frankfurt for Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But this time around for the second leg, he could not do anything. But in play, in try, but he no score. So the report was put out by TBR. Now, no be only Arsenal send scouts to go watch this player. Arsenal are one of three teams that send scouts to watch Hugo Larsson, Hugo Ekitike, and Nathaniel Brown in Eintracht Frankfurt's Europa League defeat to Tottenham Hotspur. TBR Football have claimed that all three are on the Gunners' radar with Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United. All three are set for moves to the Premier League in the summer after shining in Germany. You get waiting Arsenal won't use this Hugo Ekitike do. Do they want to use him to replace Gabriel Jesus? Because some don't even forget that Gabriel Jesus is not part of our player. See the guy did. Do they want to replace Gabriel Jesus to him? Eden Keita will come out. We never really replace him. Many players will say don't come out for this our darling Arsenal, and we not really replace them with quality players. So what is the plan? Because there is no way we're going to talk so okay, we want to enter next season and say our major strikers now and maybe Gyokeres and maybe Kai Havertz. That's all. No, you know the ideal. So we need to bring Gyokeres, bring somebody else in, and still have Kai Havertz and send away Gabriel Jesus because he has overstayed his welcome sadly. So we need to bring somebody. I don't know whether anything I talk they resonate with whether I subscribe to my line of thoughts. At the same time, Hugo Ekitike should not be brought into Arsenal to become our number one choice striker. That is my own choice, now my own opinion. I don't think it would be a good idea. I think somebody in the mode of Gyokeres should be number one. Hugo Ekitike can be number two. I don't really have a problem with that. Now, after Viktor Gyokeres played against Morenense yesterday, when he scored a hat-trick, so they ask him some questions. So they ask him about in future for after the Sporting Lisbon game. So inside my future, no one can predict what will happen. We enjoy the moment, he said. They ask him about the agreements we get to Sporting Lisbon to lower the 100 million euros, which is about 86 million pounds worth in contract. So he said, well, I can't say anything about that. Then during a different television interview after his 3-goal heroics, Gyokeres was asked if he liked London. You know what the journalist tried to do. So you can say, anyway, I like Lisbon. You can laugh, you get. So he tried to achieve. But one thing is clear. He did not deny that he has a gentleman agreement with Sporting Lisbon to go for something lower than the original buyout clause of 100 million euros. You know, really, like, he make him clear. He gets, it's obvious. So that one safe, he did. All right, so away from that, so Jamie Carragher, when they talk about the embarrassing situation where Gary Neville did. I know that one. I remember one time where Gary Neville and Mosto they for studio for NBC Sports, where they ask them about Arsenal this season. So whether Arsenal don't do very well this season. Where Gary Neville can talk say Arsenal regress, say Arsenal no do well. So everybody expect Arsenal to win the league this season. Arsenal couldn't win the league for that reason. Anything say Arsenal don't step backwards. Where most of them correct Gary Neville say no. There is no way you go analyze this question where they ask you now without factoring the fact say injuries affect Arsenal. Some kind of red cards, get disciplinary issues, get affect like majorly injuries. And Liverpool don't really get the type of injuries where Arsenal gets to major key players for extended periods. For example, I see they talk about Saka missed 19 games. Imagine Van Dijk missed 19 games. Imagine Salah missed 19 games. So after that exchange, so Jamie Carragher come on talk today say Gary Neville embarrassed them, maybe Sky Sports, after being dismantled by pundits following his bold Arsenal claim. Now, Jamie Carragher says Gary Neville embarrassed them after Musto cleared them. And remember that day, I tell you, Doctor, if I look the picture, but see when the Musto, as the guy they explained, Gary Neville just the watch him, like say, but this guy's happy past me. So speaking to Rebecca Lowe, the Liverpool legend questioned, has Gary Neville recovered? He then claimed Gary Neville embarrassed us and insists that he got schooled by Musto. I mean, he got absolutely battered, didn't he? By Robin Musto. I mean, he absolutely destroyed him on air. I don't know if we want Gary Neville back on Sky Sports. Yeah, I mean, he has gone over there and absolutely embarrassed us. He got absolutely schooled, and that's what I was saying. That they say there is no way to analyze Arsenal. You could look at today's headline, the Morning News. I think I said they re-echo the same sentiment. Say this season, now injuries follow hamper this season. Many Arsenal fans actually they subscribe to that line of thought. Say, not true, injury affected this season. Not true, you get, and that's what it just be. All right, so away from that, now we're going to get news about Matheus Cunha. So now they say Arsenal and Liverpool have reportedly both grown concerned about Cunha's attitude. That's according to TBR Sports, who claim both clubs are hesitant to meet Wolves' £63 million demand. Now, former Aston Villa star Gabriel Agbonlahor has warned clubs that they should proceed with caution with this Cunha, because I wouldn't want him to be part of my family because of his negative approach. Agbonlahor said on TalkSport, I wouldn't want him anywhere near my club. I feel like Aston Villa, we've got a really good squad of players now where no one thinks they're bigger than the club, and no one is looking to move to a bigger club. He's not respecting Wolves. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've been suspended for 4 or 5 games this season because you can't control your temper. This joker who only signed a new contract, so you get a release clause in there. Sell him in the summer. This is the money to upgrade your team. Now, Arsenal probably, maybe not that they push this move. I don't know, because I know Sandra Berta really likes the player, but the player now don't get this narrative of saying him be stubborn head. He is uncontrollable. He gets. I think Arteta don't know how to manage players like this. You know, this type of propaganda 90 on top of the retrosad head on one side. And when you get problem with Deserve before Brighton, I know that one. I remember when you with Adam Lallana get issue, Brighton come say support Lallana. They can't keep him from games. They can't pursue him. To that in on day, you get. Even Granny Xhaka gone, we say that banner sometimes. You get. Arteta self control that one. You get. So Arteta knows how to tame all these type of players, and I want to believe, if we go fit sign am, make we sign am. The buyout clause follow Wolves reason. The fit is maybe bring 45 million, maybe 50 million. But if you not really see value in the player, sign am. You get. Nobody looks it because they say maybe he get stubborn head. No. And with the thing before, say maybe Wolves go relegation. So if they go relegation, it will be somewhat easier for Arsenal to get Matheus Cunha. But from what we are seeing now, they are probably going to escape relegation. So they are not going anywhere. So it is going to be the buyout clause or you negotiate. Now the way we are deciding, so we really have to negotiate with them. Now, ahead of the match we won't play tomorrow against Ipswich, Arsenal, they train really hard. You get that training. Arsenal website, they post about 23 pictures, but I don't screenshot everything. So I just grab some pictures. I see Sterling, I see Odegaard, I see Matthew Skelly, I see Itewaneri, I see boys. Yeah, everybody they train, they try to get ready for the match against Ipswich, because Scott McKenna, will be the coach of Ipswich, is talking tough. I think that's they're talking on. Everybody they talk their own. So we'll see. And when you look at the results of the game, so it happens today, we're going to see we really need to turn up again, because we don't want them for the top 4 race, because we don't give them gaps more, and we need to win tomorrow match to ensure that gap it remains. Now let's bring a message from one of our sponsors, Mr. Anayo, who's a real estate agent. So he has 14 plots of land for sale at Nora Scott Luxury Estate, or here at Belu Rubber Estate, back of airport in Abara Eche, in Eche local government area of River State. For this 14 plot of land, 6 plots did together, 4 plots did together, 3 plots did together, and 1 plot stand alone. Now 1.2 million naira per plot. So if you're interested in this pieces of property, you can call on Mr. Anayo on 08032765227 or 08119329922 to get in touch with them and schedule an inspection or get your questions answered. Now, away from that, Arsenal women, they played their semi-final tie today against Lyon women, legendary Lyon women. We get very rich history in this female canoe that they play again. But one time they ruled the world. So Lyon beat them 2-1. I watched the match. Yes. So Arsenal wasted a lot of chances. They played at the Emirates Stadium. They lost 2-1. So now they'll go play the return leg. But the coach, Snyder's, she really did hopeful. Say yes, they can get a positive result when they go there. Now, Kieran McKenna going to explain why Arsenal should be worried by Ipswich as Real Madrid point has been made. Because say Arsenal are like the high and mighty with our momentum with the build. Everybody expects us to go to Ipswich and destroy them. But that easy. Scott McKenna is saying, we have full respect for Arsenal. Of course, we have to prepare thoroughly. And we know the game is going to take a loss. But also, we've shown against some of the better teams this year that we can be competitive against lots of teams in this division. Now, end there. He said we showed it last weekend. We are excited for this game. 3 more at Portsmouth Road in the league this year. We want to try and finish on some really big performances and hopefully some big results. And they won't come much bigger than what we'll try and get tomorrow, which is the match against Arsenal. So for me, I don't know how that takes see this particular match, because for Arteta, ahead of the match, Arteta praised Ipswich and the job that Scott McKenna has done. Arteta said, we need to start to win football matches in the Premier League to at least maintain our position that we are in, to push into the last few games with some hope, and we know how tough it's going to be. They are a really well-organized team. What Kieran McKenna and the staff had done is remarkable, and we see every week how they perform and the amount of issues they give to opposition. Now, on the games that happened today, if you watch, Newcastle collects for Aston Villa hand, and that was my prayer. In fact, I was like, make Aston Villa either win or draw, because when you look, Newcastle did 59 points, we did 63. If to say Newcastle win, Newcastle for did 62 points. Are you getting the point? So they would give us close marking. So I was really rooting for Aston Villa to perform a magic. You get Aston Villa knocked them 4-1. You get Man City win their own match today against Everton. 9 minutes goes like 80 something and 90 something. 2-0. Now so they win. Now when you look at the table, we say Aston the second 63 points. We are ahead of the likes of Newcastle. You get Newcastle today 59 points. Now you go see say Manchester City today 58. So Newcastle today like 4 points ahead of us. Man City now did like that kind of 5 points, like 59, 60, so Man City like 5 points. So if we win our match, we go there 8 points ahead of Man City. If we win that match, we go there 7 points ahead of Newcastle. Now, you see the top 4 race, it don't the hot. Nottingham Forest they 57, though they never play like we. If Nottingham Forest play now, they go there 60. Aston Villa now don't they 57. Nottingham Forest 57, Man City 58, Newcastle 59. So assuming without conceding, say Nottingham Forest win that match, but they feel no winner because they play Tottenham Hotspur. So that's why they go tie apart. Chelsea never play their own. If Chelsea play that maybe tomorrow, can't win. Chelsea go enter 57. Say top 4 race. Okay, not be top 4 again now. Top 5. Top 5 race. They hot like fire. See Nottingham Forest will be saying that they win before, they win plenty. See where they now all of a sudden they're on the 5th. Okay, say this, so we must win tomorrow's match to ensure that we give all these people gap. We don't want to follow them to be dragging anything. Give them a remarkable gap. So now waiting at the expect tomorrow, regardless of whether Arteta go rest players or not, we must win against Ipswich. Now, Carlo Ancelotti on the review what it really depend now about this Arsenal defeats where they collect for the Champions League. Now, Baba said nobody say them lose against Arsenal defeat, but people can't underrate them. So can you imagine? Say a club maybe say don't win Champions League like 15 times. People they question their capability. A whole Madrid, people they talk bad about them. They talk about them like they disrespect them. Now say for you now, what they pay now be that? So why? Say they will be back. And first, the year now say don't tell Brazil FA say no they join them for now. Say still want to remain for Madrid unless maybe Madrid can fire them at the end of the day, because the rumor mill are saying they are giving him just this Copa del Rey final match when he gets with Barcelona and the Club World Cup. So let's assume in beats Barca, come win the Copa del Rey. If he's still in good standing with Florentino Perez, because that one, if you like win the league, that one is sack you. You get down and they think, you get, you know, the waste time sack person. Especially now we say the reason to collect this Xabi Alonso, you get, so I don't know how it will be. So we'll just monitor proceedings and see how things will turn out. Now, away from that. All right, so Chris Whitley kind of let us know, say Mikel Arteta on the Premier League title potentially going to Liverpool this weekend. He said we will make sure say Liverpool don't win the title this weekend, because I don't know whether you are aware, if we lose against Ipswich and Liverpool beats their own opposition, Liverpool will win the league this weekend. So I think that's why we will make sure say it don't happen. I don't know why I thought it like that. Like it. We'll be, like this time I will do, and you know, go have like a J, they're not going to win this week. You get, we'll start to see how we'll see extend them the more. You get, so now so it be all right. Let's bring a message from another of our sponsor, Mobile Wealth Associates and Co Limited. They are into construction services, dredging, canalization, real estate, and shore protection works. They are also into mechanical and fabrication services and procurement services nationwide. So if you want to reach out to them, you can call them on +234 8064642234, and they are located at number 7 Ekeniwa Road, Orazi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. So if you're interested in any of the services, do reach out to them. So the biggest news of the night, number the fact, see, according to TBR News, Arsenal sent scouts to watch Hugo Ekitike, but the match them play again on Thursday against Tottenham Hotspur. Although he no score, but the guy still display. So what is the plan? Is he going to be the first choice striker, second choice striker, or third choice striker? I never really know more to watch. And my dear Arsenal lovers, if you're getting value on the show, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And as you do so, may God bless you guys. All right, so I think it's a fine place for us to call the show an end. So I come your way tomorrow morning. We'll give you the morning news. So then, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your night. Now, good night. I don't know, get out. All right, guys. Ciao.